Doctor Who spin-offs have been a rather hot-button issue in the Doctor Who fandom ever since it was announced back in September of 2021 that Russell T Davies would be taking over the role of Doctor Who showrunner once again. Having been known for his Doctor Who spin-offs in the past, mainly Sarah Jane Adventures and Torchwood respectively, and with him seemingly having a desire to expand the universe now, the discussion of spin-offs has been vast and controversial. In fact, I even threw my hat into the ring a while back, giving my ideas for spin-offs I personally would like to see. However, this video is going to be a little bit different. In today's video, I'm going to be attempting to predict the spin-offs that the BBC might want to make, and in the future you can tell me how many of these were right, how many of these were completely wrong, and crucially, we can engage in some of that good old speculation. But before we get into it, if you could do me a teeny tiny little favour and click that subscribe button, it would be very much appreciated. We are trying to get to 20,000 subscribers and we're about 750 away. We're in the final stretch now, the final 1,000, so literally any support would be greatly appreciated on that front. I also have a Twitter and an Instagram if you'd like to follow those, the link will be in the description below. But with that said, let's get into the video. So my first prediction for a spin-off for Russell T Davies' new era is a unit spin-off. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I think Russell T Davies is likely going to make a unit spin-off. Number one, and probably most prominently, unit have been very present through the last few Doctor Who episodes. Obviously, they were in the swan song episode for the Chris Chibnall era, the centenary special, Power of the Doctor. We know for a fact they're in the 60th anniversary, and they are also going to be in Series 14 with Kate Stewart being officially confirmed to be returning alongside them. So unit seems to be a pretty mainstay feature of this new era going forward, which is an exciting thing. We've also heard from various people that Ruth Madeley's character will be a core part of the Doctor Who universe. Now, whilst we don't know for definite whether she is with UNIT or not, the current rumour is that she is going to be working for UNIT in some capacity. So when you take all of this in conjunction with each other, I feel like it's a pretty safe bet to say that UNIT will probably be the first thing that we see in terms of spin-off material. Whether that will feature previous companions, like is kind of suggested at the end of Power of the Doctor, remains to be seen. However, there was some interesting interactions between Eve Miles and I believe Gemma Redgrave at convention, implying that they've worked together recently, and there was a lot of speculation about it being for Torchwood, but could it actually be for a newly built unit team? Obviously, I don't think that Torchwood will return, mainly because of all of the controversy, and that brand might be seen as, you know, a bit too controversial to kickstart spin-offs with, and plus Russell might want to do something a bit different, a bit newer. I would imagine that a unit spin-off would still be catered to a more adult audience, but slightly less, I guess, edgy than Torchwood is by comparison, and slightly more toned down. I've noticed that in terms of the UK, police dramas in particular are very successful, so I would not be surprised if the model of those dramas was kind of applied to the unit show. I could still see it being catered towards the adult demographic that Torchwood previously appealed to there. The next thing I'm going to predict, and this is a bit of a cheat because I'm giving you two ideas here, but I think either of them are about as likely as each other, is a child-centric spin-off in the vein of Sarah Jane Adventures, featuring either Jo Jones or Ace McShane. Now, the reason I've put both of these in here is because, honestly, I could see them going either way on this. Obviously, as we know, Ace recently appeared once again in Power of the Doctor. According to the Farewell Sarah Jane lockdown short, she is also the official owner of K9, following Sarah Jane's death, and she runs a Charitable Earth, which is a big organisation which feels primed to have various child interns that would help her fighting monsters. And overall, I could just see Sophie Aldred being the perfect front for a child-centric spin-off. However, there's about as much evidence to suggest that Katie Manning as Jo Jones could have a spin-off. If I refer to Jo Jones as Jo Grant at any point, apologies, it's just that I forget that she is married, so I kind of say Jo Grant by default. But yes, Jo Jones appeared at the end of Power of the Doctor as well, in the companion meetup scene. Most recently, however, she did the Season 9 collection trailer, where it's confirmed that she was given the Sonic lipstick by Sarah following her passing, and she seemed to be mentoring several kids while she was looking to preserve some sea devils. So either of these could work, honestly, as the new Sarah Jane equivalent. If I had to put money on it, I'm slightly more inclined to say Ace. However, maybe because she's come back, Russell would see it as more appropriate to give Jo Jones some of the spotlight. So we've got an adult-based show, a child-based show. My final prediction, and this is mainly based on some tabloid stuff, is I'm predicting one animated spin-off of some variety. The main reason for this being that various places have talked about colorizations and animations of previous classic Doctor Who episodes, and with the new deal with Disney Plus and Disney being so heavily known for its animated catalogue, as well as Russell even doing various animated experiments during his era, such as Dreamland and The Infinite Quest, it seems fairly likely to me that we'll get at least one animated spin-off under this tenure, if we are just picking spin-offs. I'd love to personally see something in a similar vein to What If, which is what Marvel did, but go further with it. Give us some wacky ideas, give us unique animation styles. It'd be really interesting to see that made into an actual show. I think there's a lot of things you could do with a What If Doctor Who series. But yeah, I'm kind of expecting there to be an animated spin-off, given all of the chatter surrounding animations. Disney, once again, having a very, very long animated history, as well as Doctor Who's previous forays into that medium. It just seems fairly likely. I could see this sort of being aimed around kids again. Obviously, I know you could say that we have two child-centric spin-offs to one adult one, but I would also say that during the Russell era, we had Totally Doctor Who and things like that as well, which was also child-centric. So I think there's always going to be slightly more child-centric content than adult-centric content, which is fine, because Doctor Who is a family brand at the end of the day, and obviously, what do families all have in common? They've got kids. So yeah, I think the three spin-offs I'm most confident in happening are a unit-based spin-off, possibly with past companions making up a new unit team, a Jo Jones or Ace McShane child-centric spin-off in the vein of Sarah Jane Adventures, and an animated-based spin-off, mainly because of all the animation speculation and stuff like that. Also, if you want to chuck Doctor Who Unleashed in there, which is the rumoured Doctor Who Confidential replacement that we've spoken about before, feel free to chuck that in if you'd like as well. But those are just my ideas for what they would probably do if given the opportunity to make spin-offs. Obviously, I've made this video quite conservative because we don't really know what they're planning yet, so I thought I'd go for the safe bets. And if you want to hear my more out there ideas, I'd suggest watching that other video. But if you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like, comment down below your thoughts, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you later.